This is GABNet, the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its 8th year of talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, it's Alex, that's me, and it's the Ramble. That's our program, and it goes until midnight tonight from New York, New York. Hey, Steve Kravitz, how are you? How are
Good,
you?
you woke me up. What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. He's up there in Worcester, Massachusetts. Boy, your hair, look at your hair.
What's wrong with my hair?
It's everywhere. It's like you're trying to pick up television on it. You know, no, don't, no. He's back to looking like the Shadow from the pulp comics. Boy, your hair, you need a haircut, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's too cold to get a haircut.
For a Jew, you've got a lot of hair.
I got a lot of hair.
Yeah. When you're Jewish, you either go like me, okay,
right,
or you're like him. I mean, I've known a lot of old Jews who have just their full shock of hair.
Right, right.
Was your maternal grandfather full of hair? Do you remember?
Maternal on my mother's side?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. My mother was an orphan.
Oh, really? Well, then her father had a lot of hair.
Probably so.
Yeah, yeah. Boy, that term orphan. Do we even use that anymore?
I don't know of another word for it. Do you?
I don't know.
Without parents?
Yeah, but it's not like people go, and I'm an orphan. You know, like look, I'm an orphan.
Yeah, so am I.
And you're an orphan.
But I'm also 67.
Yeah, but does that make us an orphan? Officially, could we join the orphan club?
No,
No,
because we didn't grow up. I think it means you grow up an orphan.
Yeah, that you lost your parents early in life.
Right, very young.
Yeah, but if you lose them in your 60s, everybody does.
That's just a cycle of life.
You know, the thing that's been bothering me lately, I don't know how many years I got left. I mean, who knows? I may live to be 100. I have no idea. My mother did.
Right.
So I have no idea. If I'm going to have all these aches and pains up to 100, I'm sorry, let me go now. But anyway, where was I? See, what happens is I start elaborating on what I was saying, and then I forget what I was saying.
No, you're talking about losing hair.
Oh, yeah. I still don't remember what I was going to say.
You were saying that Jews come in two kinds, one with hair and one without hair.
One without hair, and then this is like, you remember with pot, always did this to me. You know, you'd have a thought, you'd have a memory, and
right.
You're talking, and then you kind of embellish, and then you go, where was I? And then you have to go back and retrace all your steps, almost from birth, okay, of what you were talking about.
Right. Right.
But anyway, I don't know what I was saying about hair, but anyway, at 83, blah, 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 forget it.
I may live to be 100, you said.
Yeah, I may live to be 100.
My mother did.
My mother did. And then...
And that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah, because supposedly somewhere before that was the thought I was going for. And then,
yeah, but I have no idea what it was.
What I have to do is I have to stop embellishing things that I say, because when I embellish them, I forget the original thought that led up to the embellishment.
Yeah, that's not possible that you'll stop embellishing.
I wish we had Bubbles in this conversation, because he'd probably remember.
Oh, he would definitely remember.
He's amazing. You know, I mean, I would mention, we did a show at the Fairmont Hotel. He says, that was on December 19, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
He doesn't even think twice about it. It's all in his head. I don't know how does that happen?
He's Rain Man.
Yeah, you and I can't remember yesterday, you know?
Yeah, it was another 10 minutes ago.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, you grew up in Worcester. I want to ask you about growing up in Worcester because I think our lives as we get older are determined by where we grew up. I mean, by the life you had when you were growing up. Did you ever?
I had a great childhood.
Yeah, you know something? I was thinking about that yesterday. Somebody was going. I think I saw a documentary on Pamela Anderson, and she said, "Well, I didn't have such a great childhood." And I'm thinking, you know, if I had to answer that question, I'd say I had a terrific childhood.
Yeah, me too. I'd have to definitely say that.
Yeah, what made it terrific?
There was a lot of kids. It was the baby boom, so there was a lot of kids to play with.
Mm-hmm. How many kids were in your family?
Oh, just two brothers.
Two brothers. Okay. All right.
But we had the Sweeneys that had 9 kids.
Oh, well, that's why they're Irish. What do you expect?
And we had the Freemans that had 12 kids.
The Freemans?
Right, not Friedmans, Freemans.
Freemans. They weren't Jewish then?
No.
No, because see, Jews don't have large families like that.
No, not normally, no.
In fact, who was I talking to that said they came from a Jewish family where they had like 4 or 5 kids, something like that, but you don't hear about
it.
Well,
the Hasidim have a lot of kids, and the Orthodox have a lot of kids.
Yes, you're right. You're right. But, I mean, normal people like you and I, we only have, like, I didn't have any. But if I had them, I would probably have 2, and then I would stop.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Whereas the Irish go, hello, dear, I'm home. Are you pregnant? You know, I mean.
Right.
But who was it? I think it was Dean Martin who said the 2 most biggest phrases were, hi, honey, I'm home, and I'm pregnant. You know, 2 most common phrases in my family.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, Jews normally, Jewish are known for having smaller families. When I say smaller, you know, people had, back in the late 1800s, they were having like 7, 8 kids.
Sure.
But they didn't have birth control. They didn't have abortion. Well, they had it, but, you know.
Right.
You don't want to be operated on with a rusty spoon.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, they just had the kids. And so every time they got pregnant, they, you know, kept the kid and it was fine. But, I mean, that's the problem. That's the big problem today. I mean, today we have the abilities to prevent you from having large families. And if you still do, I think you're doing a great disservice to the human race. Because it's,
oh, really?
Well, it's said that for every child over 2 that you have, you were starving out some child elsewhere on the planet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a balloon. You know, you push one side and the other side bulges out.
Right.
And it is a service to mankind if you just have only 2 kids. Or like me or you, no kids at all. Oh, I know what I was going to go for. I knew what I was going to say. Let me not do too much embellishment here. I realized the other day, I've realized this for years, but it suddenly hit me because I'm getting older and the years are coming along, that if I die, when I die, my family name will die with me. Because I'm Schwarzman, Schwarzmann. Now, there are Schwarzmans around. There are Schwartzman, like a T and one N, okay? But there aren't any Schwarzmans. And if I die, goodbye. That's the last of the Schwarzman clan. When
me and my brothers die, that's the end of the Kravitz clan, at least the Jewish side of the family.
Well, wait a minute. Do they have kids?
My younger brother has 2 kids. One passed away, so he has a grandchild, but he's not Jewish.
What do you mean? What do you mean he's not Jewish?
He's not Jewish.
What? Why he didn't raise him Jewish? What?
No, my brother's ex-wife is a born-again Baptist.
Oh God! Yeah.
And she raised the kids. So my niece and my nephew were Baptists.
Oh boy.
We're Baptists.
Yeah.
And then my nephew passed away, And like I said, my brother has a grandson, but he was raised Baptist, not Jewish.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm talking so much about maintaining the Jewish part of it, but the name itself will continue. Although I think Kravitz is not an uncommon name. I think there are other people you aren't related to that are named Kravitz on this planet.
Right.
Okay, what I'm saying is when I die, the name dies. Doesn't matter.
That you know of. That you know of.
No.
That you know of.
No, I've looked it up. Every time I go into a town, I will look up Schwartzman's. And it's always with a T and one N. There's no Z, no T, and no I.
Well, maybe
no
they changed the spelling.
No T and two N's. So all I'm saying is my name will die. Yeah. I know. I mean, it doesn't. How many Schwarzmans do you know in this world?
One.
Okay. Now I can name another one, but it's with a T and one N. And that's Jason Schwartzman.
Okay.
Whose father was a producer and was married to Talia Shire.
Okay.
But it was his name is Jason Schwartzman, but it's with a T and a Z and one N. So every time I see Schwartzman, it's I don't see any Schwarzmans, So anyway, I've made my case. I remembered what I was saying. I can now go off and die.
And take your name with you.
Yeah. So I mean, so you say you had a happy childhood.
Oh yeah, lots of kids. We got to play outside all the time.
Yeah.
It was like your mom was basically, her idea of raising kids was go outside.
Well, what happened was, do you remember when you were growing up? Okay, and you grew up maybe 15 years. How old are you now?
67.
67. So you moved about 15 years younger than me, 16 years younger than me.
Right.
But even in your time, 16 years later, I remember growing up, and it was, I'm going outside to play. Okay, be home for dinner.
Right.
And
Same thing.
I was like 9 years old.
Same thing.
Be home for dinner.
Right.
Do parents say that to their kids today?
No. And they have a GPS on their kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all I know is that I roamed. When I woke up and I had breakfast, it was then my time to do whatever I was going to go do.
Right.
And I either go ride my bicycle somewhere, and it might be a couple of miles away from my home. But I knew to come back for dinner.
Right.
Be back for dinner, or you always.
We kind of stayed in our neighborhood.
Well,
we kind of stayed in our neighborhood.
Yeah, but it wasn't like your mother told you stay in the neighborhood. You just did.
Well, that's where all your friends were.
Exactly. So I mean, I had a friend, for instance, who lived all the way across town, and that was maybe like a mile and a half. I mean, because this is the country. This is Marin County, right?
Right.
And I would bicycle over there, and we'd hang out, and I'd bicycle back, And
right.
my mother never questioned it for a second. I'd go down to the movies, at least a mile walk, if I wanted to walk it, and I would go to the movies.
We would walk to school.
Yes, absolutely. Who didn't?
Walk to school.
Now parents drive their kids to school and leave them off and then pick them up.
Right. Well, it's a different time.
It's a very different time. But, I think it's kind of sad because, I mean,
it's very sad.
I had a very happy childhood because of that.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody was like, making a big deal out of the fact that they're, where's Bennett now? Where's Bolo? That's what they used to call me.
Right.
And
well, also there wasn't mass murders going on in high schools. There wasn't mass murders going on in the shopping malls.
Yeah, but that was a day where you sent your kid to school, and the worst thing was going to happen to him is a bully would beat him up.
Right.
I mean, that was it.
Or he'd fall off his bike.
You'd fall off your bike, or you'd injure your knee in gym or something like that. That was the worst of it. And nothing else was really going to happen to your kid. You didn't hear about many. Did you have any kidnappings that you knew of when you were growing up?
Not growing up. One in high school. One in high school, they found her murdered in the snow.
Really?
Yeah, high school senior.
And that was probably really tragic at that time. Today, it's like, so what else is new?
Right.
You know, I mean, to be. I would hate to have to be a kid growing up right now. You know, I mean, I would like to because I would live long enough to see us go to Mars and do things like that. But to grow up today is not. You know, it can't be pleasant. It can't be happy. You can't say I had a happy childhood.
Right.
You know, because you went to school every day fearing there'd be somebody with a gun. You have to go through a metal detector. I mean, it's amazing. It's just amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I just don't understand it today.
Well, I know. And
I just don't understand it.
And do you realize what you just said is what you always said about your parents? Oh, they always say, I don't understand these things today.
Right.
You know, where you didn't say that till you were in your 40s, right? Because up until that time, you didn't give a shit.
Right.
You know, my wife is always, this is her most common phrase, I hope I don't live long enough, and then blah, 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 to see this happen or to see that happen or whatever. But I mean, the world that we hand to the kids today, do you think when we were growing up, you know, we say, look at the world we've handed kids today. But we don't say, we've handed the kids this world, but it'll get better. You know, but look at the world we've handed the kids today. Did we say that at any other time in our lives? Did your parents say that?
No.
Were they unhappy with the world as it was going along at that time?
No.
You know. See,
although at one point in the 60s, they started questioning a lot of things.
Well, yes. I mean, there were always terrible times politically. Okay, I mean, you can go back to when I was growing up, and you had the McCarthy era, that whole thing.
Right.
And before that, I grew up as a pre-World War II kid. The war was just starting.
Right.
You know, so I grew up knowing. I remember blackouts in San Francisco, where the sirens would go off and all the lights in the city would go off. Because that was the idea. The idea was there were enemy planes and they didn't want to be able to see San Francisco.
Oh.
See? And if there were no lights on, then they might not think there was anything down there.
Right.
Okay. So I remember we had a couple of blackouts. There were never enemy planes coming over, but we had a couple of blackouts. And I remember my parents turning off the lights, and I looked out the window, and the city was completely dark.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had that. I grew up in that. But then, then the war was over. And then we had the McCarthy era. That was pretty terrible. Then after that, we had the Vietnam. We had the Korean conflict was somewhat at that time. Then
my father was in the Air Force during the Korean conflict.
Yeah, and then you had the Vietnam War. After that, and all that entailed, and all the demonstrations and people, And
they had the Cold War going on the whole time.
Yeah, and all that going on. But I mean, you had these things going on, but they weren't things. They weren't things that affected me as a kid. Okay, but today, what's happening is closer to home. Kids coming to school with guns. Now you got to have a metal detector. Do you know this is interesting? You had the kid who shot his teacher, the 6-year-old that shot his teacher.
6-year-old.
Huh. Do you know what they're now doing at that school district? They're making all the kids come to school with transparent backpacks. They're all made out of plastic, so they're transparent. You can see everything in them. So they can't carry a gun. Come on, jeez almighty. You know, you're a kid, and now your parent is saying you got to wear this backpack, because so we want to be able to see if any kids have guns. What?
Well, what was the 6-year-old doing with a gun?
Oh, well, that's the other question. You know, and nowhere in the news do I see them saying, let's talk to the parents about this. You know, the parents are at fault here. The kid had a gun. Where did he get the gun? He probably got it at home, and the parents weren't putting it in a locked safe. And the kid put the gun in his backpack and came to school and shot his teacher. 6 years old.
6 years old.
You know, I mean, I don't remember being 6 years old. Do you? What's the earliest memory you have?
I was little. I don't know how old I was, but I was little. And I was at the supermarket with my mom.
Okay.
And I stole a pack of gum.
That's your first memory in life?
I stole a pack of gum, and I remember consciously thinking, they're not going to bother me. I'm just a little kid.
Oh, okay. Did they discover that you got the candy?
No.
Oh, so you got away with it.
Oh, yeah.
So did you try it again?
Yeah. I got caught eventually.
Oh, eventually you got caught. And what'd you do? You had to go to your room?
I had to, yeah, pretty much I had to go to my room.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, that's the first memory you have in life. Because we don't remember 1, 2, and 3 years old, do we?
No.
The first memory I have, and this is a very vague memory, is my parents had me at the Russian River. They'd gone to the Russian River. I think my father may have been working up there with a band or something. And we were at a pool. And did I go in the pool? Yeah, I think it was the pool or maybe the river. I don't know. But I literally drowned. I've got a lot of water in me, and they had to pump it out of me.
Oh, really?
And all I remember is this feeling of having bubbles on my face. I still have that memory because it's a shocking memory. All right.
Right.
And I think I may have been 4 or 5 at the time, maybe 4. And that's my first real memory. But then I don't have that many memories until I get to I get to us living on Telegraph Hill, and I'm about 7 and so on, you know. I remember my mother having a miscarriage. I remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm still an only child. That's why I'm so goddamn spoiled. You know. Were you the youngest?
Middle.
Middle. Oh, okay. Because the youngest really gets all the love and attention, don't they?
And me and my older brother are like 15 months apart, and my younger brother's 3 years later.
Okay.
So he was definitely the baby.
Yeah. And they pay a lot
My older brother was the golden child because they had lost 2 before him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came along, so he was the golden child.
So you're the middle child. I hear there's a middle child syndrome. That being a middle child affects you in a certain way that neither of the other two do.
Right.
How do you think that affected you?
Well, I wasn't the golden child, and I wasn't the baby.
Yeah. You were Stephen.
I was Stephen.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, it was like, the big joke was, Richard looks after my father, and Stuart looks like my mother, and I look like the mailman.
Oh, boy. Was he Jewish? You know. But, you know, it's really, it's amazing how these things affect us for our whole lives. I mean, I'm sure, did you ever go to a psychiatrist?
Still do.
Still do. Okay, on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the kind of thing you talk about, right?
Right.
Yeah. Because you go back, that effect, I mean, if you said you had a happy childhood, then I don't understand all the drug usage later on and what precipitated that. But you probably worked that out with your shrink, and I'm not going to ruin the work he's done.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I had a very happy childhood. So when this person was saying, "Oh, I had a happy childhood," I thought about it. I went, "Yeah, so did I." I can't
Right.
complain about it. My parents were loving and they're caring, and they treated me well. They treated me with respect. They treated me like I was one of them. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't. Kids don't come into your life to become part of your life. They become part of this family unit. And a lot of parents don't look at it that way, But anyway, we're lucky. We were lucky. We grew up in good households.
Yeah, I grew up in a great household.
Hey, we've run out of time just talking about how wonderful our lives were. Anyway, hey, thank you.
You're welcome, Alex.
And we'll do it next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, people.
This is GABNet, the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its 8th year of talk like you've never heard it before.
There we go. Oh, let me turn on the lights here. There we go. I'll do that. Am I okay? I try to bring myself down into the frame a little bit. There we go. Okay. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Hello, how are you? What's happening? We only have one person waiting to talk to us, and he's quality, but now we have two. We still have one person who's quality. I'm so mean. I'm so horrible. Let me turn up my mic a little bit here. Yeah, okay, there we go. And we're ready to, I guess, to rock and roll. Okay. Let me see here. What are we gonna do? Okay, let me bring in all these people, and then let me turn this on to make sure that that's on. There's Jeff Stein, and there's Alan, and of course Charlie Wallace. Hello there, Charles.
Hi. I guess Jeff is the quality guy.
No,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You're the quality guy. Let me see here. Oh, here comes Brian Neary. What do you know? A lot of people. Well, not a lot of people, but some people here. He's quality too. And Jeff is quality. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Speaking of non-quality, I'm doing good. Say it before you do.
Yeah. So anyway, I got nothing. Anybody have anything they want to talk about?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm busy training umpires, so I haven't been following.
Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we just stare at each other?
Oh boy. I'm serious. I don't have anything to talk about.
I know. Well, what's the
Super Bowl? Hey, Super Bowl. Why don't we talk
Oh, well,
sports?
that's coming up. Yeah.
Okay, well, if you guys want to talk about Super Bowl, I'll see you later.
Look at Jeff's got light.
There we go.
Who's in the Super Bowl again? I forgot.
The Eagles.
The Chiefs, and then the Super Bowl winners, the Philadelphia Eagles.
They better win.
I thought the Eagles were from like Arizona or someplace like that.
No.
Philadelphia.
Well, who are the guys that wrote all those songs?
Did you interview them?
Never interviewed the Eagles. I don't think I ever interviewed any of them.
Wow.
I mean, I may be wrong. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. So whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good 3 minutes at least.
Yeah, that pretty much takes up all the time we have now.
Cool.
See, I can't. My problem is, I wish I could sign off early, but if I sign off early, Jack wouldn't know what to do.
Yep.
So I have to kind of like sign him off and sign off and have him sign on.
Pence is being subpoenaed.
Yeah, I saw that. He's being subpoenaed on some of the criminal stuff they're looking into. Yeah.
Santos got subpoenaed today, passing bad checks in Pennsylvania or something like that in 2017.
Did he
brought his act up north, did he?
Wait a minute, I didn't see that.
It was on CNN while I was in the middle of dinner tonight. Let's see if I can find it again.
Well, I'm sure I can. If I go over to the wonderful Drudge Report.
It says Santos charged in 2017 theft over bad checks to dog breeders in Pennsylvania Amish country.
Oh, on top of that, it's the Amish. I see. Let's see here. If we go over to our, you won't be able to see this, but our computer, there's the Drudge Report. Let's see. Pence subpoenaed by Trump's special counsel. Okay, but it doesn't say anything here yet about what's his name.
Wow.
About Santos, but I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't sound like it's impossible, you know. Anyway.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Huh?
It couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Oh, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. There's no question about it. So, anyway. Let me see here. Musk Neuralink may have illegally transported pathogens.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you got that story. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, that's it. We lost, what's his name? We lost...
Jeff.
Huh?
What name?
Oh, we lost Jeff, but no, we lost Burt Bacharach.
Oh, no, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, but he was like 74 years old, so it wasn't like he's an old codger, a new codger rather.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I got another year, huh?
Yeah.
Florida House gives DeSantis new power over Disney.
What?
The Florida House gives DeSantis.
DeSantis, yeah.
DeSantis.
I thought the Republicans wanted deregulation.
They do.
Except
apparently
apparently
want to
not.
regulate Disney.
Yeah. They want to regulate Disney. So, what have you? Anyway, so that's pretty much it for tonight.
Oh, we got a cancer patient on the line. Coming from Tony.
Oh,
Tony.
no, he's now known as the Atomic Man.
Exactly. I'm so tired from the medicine, I think. And I'm so tired today.
That could make you tired. You went through that whole mishigas with the excuse me, that's a Jewish term, Tony. The mishigas that had to do with your with the radiation, which you decided to go with that like 80 days of radiation or whatever.
It was 25, which
I couldn't do that. They only made me do it for 5 days. I got the hyper radiation.
You got Alex, how long were you under the radiation? I forgot to ask the doctor.
5 days.
Like when you went in there, like was it like 40 minutes or?
It took them about 45 minutes, yeah.
See, I don't know if I could have sat that long. I would get a little herky-jerky.
But you could go back for 25 days.
Well, you know what it was? As soon as I lay down, it was over. Like I kind of like I listened to three songs.
That's the lazy kind of radiation. I took the really.
You took the high impact.
the champagne of radiation.
That was. I don't think I could have sat there for 40 minutes though.
What I loved about the radiation that I got was they had this thing, and the thing would go around. There was this.
You opened your eyes. I never did.
I mean, you never opened your eyes. Why wouldn't you?
I was scared. I didn't want to see the light. I was off the ground. I kind of.
But anyway, it would come around, and every now and then I'd look at it and go, "Hi, good to see you again." And then it would go around some more, and then finally they took the pictures or something and said, "Okay, you're through. Go home." But not the pictures.
It's kind of crazy how they do it. Like it's so high tech. It's kind of pretty cool. I actually found it interesting after a while.
Actually, the radiation you had isn't all that high tech. Because the radiation you had is years old. Okay.
You had the cyberknife, right? Pretty much.
That's what they call it. That's a trade name. It's a trademark name for a certain company that builds the machine. But it's called stereotatic radiation.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, like I was going to tell you.
They're hoping for stereophonic radiation.
Yeah.
Burt Bacharach was 94.
Yeah, I can't believe he died.
Wow.
What do you mean you can't believe he died?
I like his songs.
I can't believe he died. He was 94. Who would have thought?
Did he write The Way We Were or no? Was that
No,
him?
no. That was written
okay.
by by an ex-girlfriend of mine, aunt and uncle.
Oh, really? Okay, because my mother loved that.
Yeah, it was written by Alan
quiet,
Alan and Marilyn Bergman, and I went with this woman. I won't say her full name, but her last name was Bergman, and it's funny because they were big songwriters, and I went over to her house because she was sick with something. I can't remember what it was, but she was confined to the house, so I went over to see her. Okay, and she's looking through her parents', I don't know, some boxes of her parents. And she says, look, I found some love letters from my father to my mother.
Oh, wow, that's private.
And she said, look at this one. And I look at it, and it reads, to her, because it was the thing where he proposed to her in a note. And it said, what are you doing for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
That's the line, yeah.
Yeah, and she said, yep, they stole it.
They did. My mother cried at the end of that movie all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Didn't
But,
Baccarat write Do You Know the Way to San Jose?
yes.
Oh, he wrote that? Do you know? I can't. You
I know. I'm
My
here.
sister's upset.
Yeah, you're there, you know.
Do you know?
It's like the only thing that this city was known for until Silicon Valley started.
Yeah.
With that one song?
Yeah, it's everybody. Oh, I know that song.
Yeah. You having trouble there, Jeff?
Yeah.
Why? You look fine. You look great tonight.
Yeah, he's got the lights on. I was looking.
Huh?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah.
You
We
can't see
saw
us?
you earlier too.
You-
I can see
Oh, I don't
everybody
see him.
except for me.
Except for you. Well, it doesn't matter. We can see you, so don't worry about
All
it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry
Hi,
about it.
Pam. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam. Hi, Pam. It's a new show we're doing
She's
called
on
Where
the show.
Where's Pam? You know. Oh, there she is. You know. So anyway,
He's in charge of the lighting tonight, huh?
no. So he wrote The Way to San Jose, and he wrote Raindrops Are Falling from My
I
Head,
like that one. Too.
and I mean,
Unbelievable.
I would say he wrote at least 50 big hits.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Easy, probably.
Yeah, he was amazing. He, and it was good stuff. You know, it wasn't bad stuff. It was really, really good material. So anyway, a little cough tonight, so I'm gonna have some of my cough
I
drops.
got my. Oh, you got.
Can I
got
tell you-
those downstairs too? I got a bag of those.
Can I
Yep.
tell you a little story about this? Now you see what I got here. I got
Which
what
one
do
you got?
what does it say? The kind it is.
Sugar free.
Sugar free. Okay.
Oh.
So that's the only kind we get because the other stuff will rot your teeth. Okay. So Marjorie loves these things because I taught her that if she wants to keep her mouth from getting too dry, just take one of these, put it under her tongue, and go to sleep with it under her tongue. And usually that lasts most of the night, and it keeps her mouth moist. All right. I have other suggestions, but she won't listen to me. But anyway, so she loves these things, and she orders 2 cases.
Oh man, that'd be like my mother. They'd be hanging out with each other. those
2
two.
cases.
I had 'em all over the house.
of these
Yeah.
things. 2 cases of these things. I think it cost her like $90 or something like that.
Would you get them
2
from
cases.
Amazon or?
Oh, let me finish the story,
Oh, sorry, I'm
Tony.
getting like Phil. Sorry, it's the coffee.
So anyway, so I, so she orders them from Amazon, and they come, and they're non-sugar free.
Oh,
Okay, so she calls up. She calls up Amazon, yells and screams, as an old lady of her age will. You don't want to be working technical support with her on the line. And she starts yelling at him and telling him, I want my money back, and send me out another order, one or the other. Well, we'll send you another order. Okay, what do I do with the order we have? Well, just keep them. Well, what are we going to do with, what is essentially, I guess there may be 24 packages in each box, and there are 2 boxes. What are we going to do with this stuff, right? So we figured, what the hell? We'll give it to the people the people who work in the building, the maintenance people, because they pick up the garbage every day, and it was going to be a piece of the garbage. So we put a note on it here: if you want these, they're yours, So now she gets a new box of these things. And they come, and we open them up, and guess what?
The same thing.
They're not sugar-free.
Oh, somebody's gonna get fired at Amazon.
All right. So now she calls up Amazon again, and she yells and screams at Amazon, "Hey, you know, and I either want my money back or I want what I want, you know." And they said, "Well, we'll send you out another order." She says, "What do I do with the ones I've got?" Well, if you want to keep them, throw them out, do whatever you want to with them. So once again, I leave a note for the guys downstairs. Here's some more cough drops.
Oh my God.
So now downstairs, they probably got like over 150 bags of these things. So they say we'll send you. It's a third party. We'll have them send you another order of them. So today we get the newest order. It comes to us, and it's in a bag. It's weird. It's in a bag, and they're all kind of loose, but they're in there. And we open them up. Guess what? They're not sugar-free.
Oh my God.
So now she calls them up again and says, you know, this time you better just send me the right. I mean, she's yelling and screaming and telling them, you know, this is the third. This has been 3 deliveries of these things that have been wrong, right? Meanwhile, our maintenance people obviously don't have any visible coughs going because they're just taking care of with the cough drops. So so they finally today said, okay, we'll have them send you out another. I'm just betting you it's not going to be this. Okay,
Something's wrong there.
Something's well, they do. It's through a third party.
Yeah, there's a part number or something that they keep grabbing the thing that they think it is, and it's not right.
Well, I told her, I said, you can order like 2 bags of these things at a time, or order, 10 of them, 10 orders of those, and get it directly from Amazon, and not this third party. Does she have a
flavor she likes?
Huh?
Does she have a favorite?
Well, this is the flavor we both like, which is the black cherry.
And who made them? Ricola?
No, this is Hall's.
Oh, what if you order a case of the non-sugar free and see what happens?
You're right. You're right.
Maybe they gather the bins.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just. I'll tell you, all these companies. There's something I had here. I should read this to you because this is kind of interesting if I can find it.
Manufacturing and distributors have that issue all the time. If somebody puts a wrong pallet in the wrong spot, and
Yeah. Well,
nobody uses their brain.
Last night in the State of the Union, where did that thing go? I had it here a while ago. They in the State of the Union, our president complained about companies and the kind of stuff they're doing now, in which they're adding charges to things you buy.
Yes.
It's like something, this fee for that, and this fee for that. And I'm trying to find it because they had a whole list of them here, and
I've been doing it for years.
Oh, here, I know where it is. Hold on a second. It's in my. There it is. Here it is. Okay, here's some good examples. All right, Hertz charges only $6 a day simply for using a toll transponder in a rental car. Marriott and Hilton add nightly resort fees to the bill, even at hotels that nobody would consider to be resorts.
Yeah.
American, Delta, and United list one airfare when you search. List one airfare when you first search for a seat, and then add charges for basic features like the ability to sit next to your spouse. Ticketmaster is especially aggressive about imposing fees.
Oh, yeah.
You buy 2 tickets for a football game. This person said they initially selected his seats on Ticketmaster's online stadium map. They cost $48. The bill at checkout was more than a third higher at $64.40.
Yeah.
Because they add their little charges. Well, Biden has announced a crackdown on these fees, which the administration calls junk fees. You know, I could yell and scream the president has better things to do, and I could say, yes, he does have better things to do, but as long as he's attending to this, I'm happy about it. It affects me as a consumer. Why should you have to pay a resort fee for a hotel that isn't a resort?
I'm gonna bring up my when you're done. Sorry.
That's it. No, go ahead.
I got to bring up one of the list of Brian things that I always say. So the Republicans say that the Biden administration has cut back on Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to call lowering, this went through today, if they want to call lowering insulin to no more than $35 per month if you're on Medicare, if they want to call that taking stuff away from Medicare, yeah, they took a, you know,
well, what are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about.
if you oh, sorry. If you use insulin,
Yeah.
insulin is now on Medicare no more than $35 a month.
Yeah, then you will have to pay the rest.
No,
No, that's
your payment is 35.
35.
People were paying hundreds of dollars.
Oh, they
a month.
they had some places 12.
Biden stepped in and said, "No, we're not paying any more than this through Medicare."
Well,
We're
Medicare
gonna
has always established prices, you know, about what something is worth or not worth, and that's what the doctor can charge for it, you know.
Right, but the Republicans, namely Rick Scott of Florida, says that we ought to cancel Medicare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the question I have for him is, why?
Because
you know,
he says nobody, it's out of control according to him. He was on the news earlier.
What's out of control?
You know, nobody checks to see if they're getting good prices on anything or not.
That's because they won't let them negotiate.
Right.
They don't want to negotiate.
Republicans think they ought to vote for it every year.
Every year.
And revote. Look at how they're trying to trap us on not raising the budget and screwing over the country and everything. You know, the Republicans, I can imagine every year them trying to approve or not approve Medicare.
Yeah, they would hold that over our heads.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, I was talking to Shecky, Alex, one time, and I have to agree, when I first started listening to your show, that never made any sense to me. How can we not have just all universal health care? Like, we should just have it. You shouldn't have to worry about losing money.
Nobody in this country should have to worry about paying for their medical care.
Yeah, like if I'm sick, you shouldn't have to worry about
including the amount that is taken out of your Social Security to pay for you to have Medicare. I mean, that's what we don't talk about. Why I'm paying something like almost $200 a month or something out of my Social Security to have Medicare, and then it only takes care of 80%.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to have that donor hole of 20%.
And I know what some of you people out there are saying, you right-wing assholes. If you are watching this program, which you probably aren't because you're a right-wing asshole, that you know, everybody in America should have their medical care taken care of. That
really,
you know, that's why we pay taxes. Yes, that's why we pay taxes.
I don't mind paying taxes for uninsured people to get, you know, with Obamacare. I was happy when that went through. Most of my Republican friends, oh no, it's going to cost us more money. Well, you know, basic medical ought to be provided to every U.S. citizen.
There should be. You should walk into a hospital, get the best possible medical care for what's wrong with you, and then when you walk out, nobody's there with their hand out saying, well, show us your insurance card, or here's how much money you owe us, or they send you some kind of god-awful bill for the amount that you owe. It shouldn't be. Americans being well is an asset to the country.
You would think, right? You would think. It's almost like it's... And you know what I don't get either? It's like, I don't really think it's a Democrat-Republican anymore. I just think it's almost like... It seems like somewhere or another in the last 30 years or say whatever, since I would say since Clinton got in, because he actually wanted to correct it. It seems like something went off its axis where they could have solved this problem, but they choose not to. Maybe because they're in the pockets, some of these politicians, of the pharmacies.
There's too much money. Yeah. There's too much money.
Citizens United is what happened.
America has become too greedy, and when people see opportunity for money, they're gonna take it.
That's funny you said that, Brian. Listen to this, Alex. I'll never forget this. I don't know if I told you guys this. When my mother went on, what is it, Medicare, right? When she retired,
Mm-hmm.
do you know the dentist she always went to, right? The same dentist I go to and my sister. When she went on, Alex, she was going to use that to go. I was taking her there to, do a teeth cleaning. He says, "Oh, I don't take the Medicare insurance."
Wait a minute, hold on. To begin with, dentists do not take Medicare.
I mean, what is it? What was the insurance she got? What do they call that again? When you no, they did have a supplemental plan that she was on.
It wasn't supplemental. What she probably had was Advantage, maybe.
Maybe she did. She had something where he wouldn't take when she changed over to it, and I got mad at the guy.
Then you tell the dentist to go screw himself, and you go to a doctor who does take it.
Yeah.
I was pissed because you know what I said? I said to him very nicely because I was still going there. I said, "Wait a second. My mom worked for A&S all these years. She's been coming here for 20 years, and now you're not going to take her?" He says, "Well, not right now."
It's all about.
I was like, "What a dick!"
Yeah, and that was before you had a cup of coffee that day.
Yeah, Alan, that really pissed me because I'm saying to myself, the guy owns. It's like.
Well,
that should be against the law, really.
the thing that the Republicans don't understand, or they don't want to understand, is that if you have an America that's well, okay, and its medical needs are taken care of, you're going to have better productivity, you're going to have better efficiency in the country, you're going to have a better run country. When you just put people out to die, basically, by not covering them with any kind of medical care.
And some of them are underinsured, too, from the companies, too. Some of these companies don't even want to give insurance.
Can I just talk here, Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Is it okay with you?
It's all right.
Yeah, okay.
I was just mad at the dentist.
No, what I was going to say is that it's just that all medical should be because it is your health. It is the thing that keeps people alive. If you don't have, in this country, folks, think about it. If you don't have medical insurance, okay, which a vast majority of Americans can't afford. I mean, look at the price of medical insurance.
Look at what Alan's saying.
Huh?
Obamacare changed a lot of that.
He's right,
No,
Alan,
they didn't change it that much. I often felt that Obamacare was kind of a Band-Aid on a big wound. It didn't really solve the problem. What we needed was what he wanted, what all of us wanted, which was single payer. In other words, you get sick, you go to the doctors do not send you a bill, okay? They send the government a bill. All right?
So when you went to emergency, Alex, for your food poisoning incident or whatever, how quick did they take you in?
They took me in pretty fast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think about before 2014 when Obamacare went in. During the cold and flu season, all these people that were uninsured were sitting in emergency.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. I will say that the reason I got taken care of so well in emergency was I arrived in an ambulance.
Oh.
Okay. So immediately I went to the front of the line. They had to find somewhere to put that gurney,
Right.
and so I mean that's what happened with me. I think if I had just driven over and went and sat there, I would have been there waiting forever.
No, not with Obamacare. With Obamacare, it allows people that are poor and underemployed and stuff, it allows them to buy basic health insurance so they're not sitting there for colds and flus. They can call their regular doctor. And diabetes is a lot better under control because these people.
I think you might make a good point, Alan, there.
Well, I'll tell you, the whole medical profession needs to be taken care of. Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a big problem. I got a flash on my screen here. What's my screen?
It was
flash?
Jeff's pacemaker shorting out.
Did that the other night too. I don't
Let's
know
hope
why.
not. Let's hope not.
Anyway, the nature of just seeing a doctor. If I want to see let's say I want to see a doctor. Let's say I want to see a pulmonologist. All right, got a couple little spots on the lungs here. They probably should just be checked out. Nothing that's going to become cancerous. But Well, let's say I want to see the pulmonologist. Well, Marjorie wanted to see a pulmonologist, and she made an appointment to see the pulmonologist. How far in advance do you think she got the appointment?
3 weeks?
Try 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
He's got a, I mean, you could be.
And the pulmonologist said the reason is so many people are coming to me because of COVID
Right.
that I've got a backlog. Well, if I want to go see my internist, my general practitioner, the guy who just takes care of my general stuff, I've got to wait a month before I can see
about a
him.
week.
You know, this has got to end. You know, if I got something wrong with me right now, I'd like to have you take care of me right now. You know, and how many people are dying because of lack of medical help? Either because they don't have insurance, or because the doctors are full up, or because some of them don't take Medicare, you know.
A lot more people are living because of Obamacare.
I don't think Obamacare was the answer. I think Obamacare was the compromise.
It was the start.
It was the
Right, it was a
compromise.
Band-Aid.
It was
Isn't
the
that by state, though, Alan? I think Obamacare, is it up by state?
No.
Federal law, but some states enforce it and some states don't, which is like Texas.
Is it in Texas, Charlie? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, we have Obamacare, but they
Oh, you
don't
got-
have the Medicaid expansion. So
Oh,
there's
okay,
like
that's
3
what it
million Texans that could have health insurance that don't.
Right.
Medicaid is for
that's
people who are
unfortunate.
under a certain level financially, right?
You're in this bubble between, if you're poor enough, you can get on Medicaid anyway. And then if you make too much money,
Mm-hmm.
then you can't afford, I mean, you can't get on Medicaid, but you don't make enough money to afford your own private health insurance. So
Right.
those are 3 million Texans that have no insurance.
I mean, and I just think that this is something we got to do away with, because to begin with, I'd like to have them do away with it and just have single payer, and where the government takes care of your needs, and not allow insurance companies to make the kind of money they're making.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm paying, well, not me, but Marjorie's company, until next year when we have to do it ourselves. We're paying about $320 a month for our supplemental insurance. Well, that shouldn't even exist. To begin with, it should just all be Medicare, okay?
Yeah, they should
and that's
pick up
it,
the whole thing.
you know? And you want a good plan? Look at the plan England has.
Yeah, they pay less than half of what we pay for health
Right.
insurance per person.
Yeah, so there's a name I don't know here, Paul Pollard.
Uh-oh.
Do it on me.
Yeah,
It's Representative Santos.
yeah, right. So I mean, we've got to do something about that. It's just it's ridiculous, and why the Republicans would like to do away with a lot of them with Social Security.
Right.
Now I got news for you, pal. I've been paying into Social Security all these years.
Absolutely.
You owe me that money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You want to see a riot on the Capitol, vote
Oh,
out
yeah.
Social Security.
Oh,
All us old folk would be
and
out.
that actually be rightfully so if they're in.
Well, I
You
mean,
know-
come on, all your life you pay into Social Security, and when you reach a certain maturity, if you even live that long,
I was going to say if you make it. Yeah.
if you live that long, you're supposed to get some money from the government, which isn't a hell of a lot, but it's something, you know.
Yep.
So I mean, it's horrible. It's just horrible, and it's horrible the way we treat our own people. And yet, it's those very people that say, "Well, I don't like what Biden's doing, and I don't like Social Security because it's socialism." Well,
Bullshit.
I got news for you. Some socialism is a very good idea.
You know
Because what
what's funny you say
it
that?
doesn't allow insurance companies to fleece the crap out of you. What?
And what's funny you say when they say socialism, and when we had the pandemic, they were lining up for the PPD money. The
Yeah.
businesses.
Yeah, Phil was there.
They
Phil was there. He was
gladly
the
took
head of
that
the
and
head
they
of the
had to pay
line.
it back.
Huh? What?
They took the PPD money, the businesses. They didn't.
Oh yeah,
They didn't have to pay it
Phil
back.
took it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I can understand why they took it because they wanted to keep themselves afloat, but then you can't have it the other way, saying
Phil
"Let's
could have
not help
kept
the people who don't have
kept
insurance."
himself afloat without the PPP money.
Absolutely.
You know. But you're right. I mean, they're all going, "Oh, give me my money. I'm all for that." But I'm against socialism.
Yeah, but
What?
I'm against that. Let's
Really?
not give the poor guy his bread.
You're against socialism? What do you think you just took?
Yeah,
You know, socialism. So anyway, is he gone? Oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Don't blame me. I haven't sent him coffee in months.
Yeah, yeah.
There's Jeff.
Shit, he's back.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
what I find funny though, Alex?
No way.
Like, it's like the people, and I really believe this. I don't really like to count anybody's money, but
can somebody
people
with
who-
some
some of these
dick pics please call up here?
yeah, I know the
yeah.
coffee's kicking in. Really, I think. No, but you know what it is? It's almost like the people who have money. Some of them, they feel like they work the system too, and it's like, but it's. I think it's just more than greed. It's almost like, well, I have money, yeah, but sometimes it's also by luck that you got money too. It isn't like there's a lot of things involved.
Hey,
in
some
it.
people
You know,
are
you know-
lucky. You know, they have it, and they've been blessed. You know, with with having money, and that's fine. You know, but I mean, come on. Where I'm trying to find my thing here. Where is it?
The thing to mute Tony?
No, I'm.
You should mute Alan. I'm coming out there in probably August.
Really?
What?
Yep.
He's been threatening that for a
I
year.
know.
No, I'm coming.
We're going to cancel August in California.
Either July or August. My sister's coming. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. Where's
Amenities.
Look who's here.
where's the thing? Where is it?
Hold
I don't know. I give up.
Oh, I have to ask you a question when you get a chance.
What?
We gotta send
Oh, you
you
have? Oh, yeah.
Did they give you?
Hmm?
You know what I was going to ask you, Alex? I asked this to Shecky. He wasn't sure. Did you get a card from the oncologist just in case you set the alarm off at the airport?
Whoa.
No.
He gave me one. I could set it's. I may if I go past like it's like for so many months that I'm radiating. I have a card that says just in case I set the thing off, I have to show it to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's not much chance you're going to fly, so they're okay.
No, but I'll be by. I'm coming. I'm telling you.
Let me see here. I can't figure out where I'm.
I'm gonna come. They're gonna be all hiding. Where's everybody? They're gone.
I'm trying to find something
Here comes
here.
Tony. Keep him away from the coffee stores.
Yeah.
You'll know where I am. I'll be in Pete's Coffee House. There he is. He's in there.
Let me see here. Let me.
I thought they didn't have Pete's Coffee in New York.
No, they don't. I found it in San Fran when I went out there.
Yeah. Well, it's
Oh, I
all-
can buy it in the supermarket though. They have it in the supermarket.
Oh, good. Save me
Yeah,
some money.
wait a minute. I let Kevin. Oh, there's Kevin. Okay.
Kevin's here.
Yeah.
We just have a lower view of him tonight.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying. I'm just trying to
Kevin was
figure
down
out where I'm.
Or if that down in his office.
We haven't heard from Charlene. I wonder if she's okay.
I get a thing from her every now and then. A little email from
Yeah,
her.
she posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
Cool.
She calls when she wants to. Jeff, you're down in Florida, right?
I am.
Uh huh.
Nice and warm.
Oh, how is it down there? He hates Florida. Yeah. Is it 80?
Around
It's nice,
78
okay.
Today.
Why don't you move out of Connecticut and move to Florida?
I like it.
I mean, isn't that where all Jews retire? Where I plan to
that's what-
retire.
Snowbirds.
That's what the story is, but I've got kids and
I don't really have problem with the cold.
I like
Jeff,
it.
and
Actually.
I let me give you a little clue. Good idea. Just never leave the house.
You're like me. I go to the post office and come back. I go to
It's
the
like
store.
I'm in Florida all the time, and I don't even have to fly or put up with Florida.
You want it hotter?
wasn't
Yeah,
telling
but I
you,
do.
it was
Turn the
Alex that
radiators
set
on.
Jeff off.
Tony, shut up for 5 minutes.
You should mute. Can you mute me, please?
Be happy to.
Mute him.
I'm gonna get another cup of coffee.
Here we go.
When I went to
A cup of
Australia
coffee.
one time.
Yeah, I just muted him. What were you gonna say, as
When I
Jeff?
went to Australia
Yeah.
one time.
Or
I was there for a month or so. And I needed medications because the ones I was running out. So I said to somebody there, I said, what do I do about that? Where do I go to? Go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital. I show them the pills I got. I show them my business cards and my medical cards. And they said, here's your new pills for another month.
And that was down in Australia, you say?
Yeah, Sydney.
Yeah, if you get sick in England,
And it was like a no-brainer.
if you get sick in England, they'll take care of you, even if you're an American.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. I don't know. We're a heartless country. You know, we have no heart. What?
When I go to Sweden, like one lady was pregnant, they get like 6 months off paid and like some crazy, and even the men or something like that. But yeah, they get some crazy.
The men are pregnant.
Maternity leave or whatever. Yeah, when they have a baby, they get at least 6 months off.
Well, you know,
sometimes a year.
I got to say this, and this is a good way we could solve the problem of taking care of a lot of these things. Let's cut the military budget by 50%. And people are going, oh, we need the military protects us. Yeah, but at what cost? Over 50% of every dollar you pay in taxes goes to the military. Whereas in any other civilized country in the world, the highest amount that goes to the military is 10%.
Yeah.
Why have we got so much military? Are we that hated that we have to defend ourselves that vigilantly because everybody's out to get us?
No. The world. Sweden is 480 days for the man and the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's almost a year. Or no, sorry, it's over a year.
That's over a year.
For maternity
I knew
leave?
something crazy because they were telling me, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. 16 months.
Well, I mean, we'd be able to do stuff like that here if we just weren't paying so much to our military.
Exactly.
You know, and what good does it get us? Half 99%, I think, of all the weapons that we have sitting there in warehouses and so on will go stale before they're ever used.
And then we just got to buy more.
That's right. So, you know, we may as well give them away to Ukraine, you know, because we're not going to use them.
So we can make more.
Oh, you know what we need our missiles for? So we can shoot down weather balloons. This just gets crazier and crazier every day. The government, our government, trying to justify the shooting down of that balloon is trying to say that it was spying on telephone calls and radio signals and so on. And I'm going,
what?
So what? So what? Plus,
and then you have people ripping Biden because he didn't shoot it down fast enough.
And they shot it down once it got over water on the other side of the country. So it was about ready to leave the United States. So why the hell didn't you just let it go? Let him go spy on England, okay? You know, but I mean, to begin with, and I said this last night, you think about them spying. What are they spying on? You know, I can't figure that one out. Because
they have right to the president of China.
They say, oh, well, they're going over nuclear plants and things like. Listen, folks, the Chinese have their own space station, okay? And they can look right down at any nuclear place we've got in the United States and take a lot of photographs of it, and they don't need no fucking rubber balloon that says Gunge Fat Choi on the other side, you know. You know, it's Tony.
Go ahead and talk to us, Tony. You're muted, but we're going to keep you muted.
No. He didn't get to talk. You know.
There you go. It's mine,
Everybody
ladies
just
and
nod your
gentlemen.
head like you hear them.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely, Tony.
Right. I agree, Tony. Right on.
Anyway.
I can't find it now, but they had a really good meme. You know how it was really big white and they had that like little long thing. I don't even know what that was.
I think that was the electronics.
Okay. They had a meme of Trump playing tennis and he's bent over in those white shorts. Remember that picture? He's playing tennis and he's got big ass white shorts and his big ass is there and they put that little thing underneath.
Uh-oh. I said Republican and he said Trump.
Uh-oh.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but it really is. It really was really quite stupid, to tell you the truth, and the fact that they want to hold a congressional hearing on it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I mean, go ahead, waste our time. Why don't you hold a congressional hearing on health insurance? How about that? You know, why don't you do it in something productive? Well, the Chinese they got this balloon. To begin with, there was no way they could control where that balloon was going to go. It just followed the trade winds. Okay?
Yeah, there's no fan on there.
It wasn't like they could say, okay, we want you to go over this missile silo in Kansas, right? You know, and take a look at it, because it just had to go anywhere the wind blows, as it were. And it was just, it's insane. It's just insane.
Trump made comments like they should have shot it down over the continental United States. Of course, there were 3 documented cases of balloons going over us, and Trump never fired at them.
That's right. The same exact balloons, by the way.
Yeah.
And he knew about them.
Made in China.
Yes, of course. And a couple of them, though, were in the shape of doggies, which was really, really cute.
And one of them took a shit on his lawn.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But anyway, where were we? Oh, so that.
There it is. Huh? There it is. Russian spy balloon.
Put it closer. Put it closer. Put it closer to your. Yeah. There we go.
Russian spy balloon. Oh my God!
I mean, it's just to me that's the most ridiculous story of the week, and the fact that our government is trying to justify that they shot it down. They spent how much is this balloon worth? Okay, how much could that balloon possibly have cost?
A lot. It had 3 bus loads full of electronic equipment spying on us. So
three bus loads.
Yeah.
I don't think
a lot of helium.
I don't think
the
that
size of 3 buses.
Yeah.
What, you know what they did? They shot it down with a $600,000 missile.
Good, it worked.
When they could have just taken, gone past it with their guns blazing and shot the thing down.
Maybe.
And you know how much bullets cost?
Maybe.
I mean,
helium inside.
Yeah.
That's
But I mean, on the other hand, the fact that Republicans are, you should have shot it down faster, and if they'd done it over Montana, all you're going to kill are a couple of cows and prairie dogs.
Right.
Well, you don't know that it isn't going to land on a school. And they were worried, I think, about that payload more than they were worried about the balloon itself.
Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, so what? If it shot down everything it was going to shoot down, if it went over everything that it went over and only got shot down when it was leaving the United States, then it already sent signals back to China of whatever pictures it was taking. So I mean,
they wanted to do forensics on it.
Huh?
That's what they were doing, was forensics on it. They wanted to see what they were doing and analyze the crap, the stuff that they were using.
And do you think we'll ever get an honest answer about what it was doing?
Hell no.
No, they're going to do everything they can justify for spending, $600,000 on the missile and shooting the goddamn thing down.
Well, and the only reason that it was shot down is because someone saw it. If no one saw it, it wouldn't have got shot down. It would have floated over, and nobody would have done anything.
They saw it.
But then where would it go? It still has no control. Things just kind of wander around.
Just floated over to wherever the next cut.
They saw it. They made a big. Somebody saw it, and they made a big deal out of it. They showed it on television. Okay, and then everybody went, "What is this?" Well, we always knew what they were. There, as you say, there were 3 of them, I think, during the Trump administration, none of which were ever shot down. We knew what they were then. And the only reason why I think they did something about this is because the public was saying, aren't you going to shoot that thing down?
Correct. That's the only reason.
Yeah, the ones during the Trump administration all said "Happy Birthday, Donald," so they didn't want to shoot him down.
Right, exactly. Well, they're from China. China loves him. Yeah. But anyway, so isn't this a wonderful? Isn't this a crappy country right now? It's just really, I was going to say to Marjorie tonight, but then I realized I already knew the answer to it. I said, Do you wish you had been born in some other country? Now, I would ask that question of you guys. Charlie, would you much rather have been born in another country?
I'd rather have been born in a country that had universal health care.
Okay. How about you, Alan?
I agree. Closest one I think is Canada.
Yeah. How about you, Brian?
Italy. I like Italy. I wish I would have moved there a long time.
Okay. Tony?
He's still muted.
It's cool.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a
Same here.
second. Let me ask him to unmute here. Hold on.
He said Russia. Read lips.
Huh?
He said China because he likes the Chinese food.
Well,
I do like the China. Oh, I love my China. I do love Chinese. I had egg drop the other day.
Yeah, but just order it the way you order it here in China, and
and
they'll put you up.
I like
put you up
living in
against a
New York.
wall and shoot you behind your head.
Exactly. And you notice they never. I love watching them cook in the Chinese restaurant too when they do it so fast.
Okay, he asked you a question. Simple
Oh,
question.
I can't leave the United States. I love New York.
Okay, cut him.
Okay,
That's all we
there we
need.
go.
Thanks, bye.
That's all we needed.
Jeff?
Any place where Tony's not going to be.
How about Kevin? Kevin?
I'm perfectly fine here.
Yeah. Well, my answer was I thought about the question, and then I said to Marjorie, I thought to myself, and then I thought, I'm not going to ask Marjorie because it's a stupid question. When I was born, it was just prior to World War II. If I say wanted to live in England, or Italy, or Spain, or any of those countries, I mean, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
You know, of course, no. Nothing, not at all. But if I was born later, I think I would have wanted to be born in another country. I think any country that had a decent socialism, but not so much because of socialism, but because they care about their people, and they care about the government caring about the people. And I just don't think this country cares about people. And I also don't feel as a Jew that I've lived in a particularly non-anti-Semitic country. You know, I mean, for the longest time, you know, when I was growing up in this country, it was all about living in Christianity. Everything was Christianity this and Christianity that, and being Jewish kind of made you an outsider. Since we're not as religious a country anymore, it's changed. But still, to this day, don't they constantly make a big deal about the fact that, you know, this is a Christian country? No, it's not. Not anymore. That's for goddamn sure. You know.
Goddamn sure.
But you know, we don't live in those other countries, and I know that same undiversity exists in those other countries as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of it from Europe. Those things exist in other places too. So it's not like we're the only ones. It just we're noisier about it, and we know about it here.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to England, and they don't like black people. They don't like Jews. They don't like, you know, it's the same thing.
Well, no, black people they're okay with kind of in England. It's Indians they don't like.
I don't know, but you see the soccer matches. The soccer matches, the guys who have like the black guys are their stars. The opponents, they'll throw bananas out on the field. I mean, it's really bad.
I mean, they have their issues as well. I mean, it's
No, but they just want them to slip on the peels.
No, I don't think so. Well, they're really bad.
By the way, Kevin, do you have a cold tonight?
No, I'm in Arizona, so there's a lot of pollen out here right now. There's a lot of wind the last couple of days.
Oh, okay. So you're in Arizona. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
49ers didn't make the Super Bowl, Kevin. So I don't know if you
I was waiting
plans. I would have bought your ticket from you.
Yeah, I'm out here trying
To ask you about
I'm going to sabotage the Eagles.
problems. Right now in New York,
Talk a little louder, will you, Jeff? Can you?
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people in New York now are concerned about taking their kids to Hebrew school because people are coming in there and blowing the place up and shooting guns and same kind of stuff that that film was talking about in San Francisco. It's going on in New York now.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of anti-Semitism right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why all of a sudden it reared its ugly head.
Donald Trump. There we go.
Well, he supposedly was a
Ontario.
friend of Israel. What's his name? Netanyahu loves him. You know?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Jewish. That has to do with being right wing.
That's right, a racist.
What did you say, Tony? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, right on, Tony. We agree.
Very nice thing.
Have some more coffee, Tony.
Yeah, he's become the Marcel Marceau of our show.
Yeah.
That's good.
So somebody just told me that you should go to Portugal for a vacation because the American dollars is very, very strong as compared to them.
Yeah.
And otherwise, they're very nice people.
Are you going there next week?
Great food.
This week, Florida. Next week, Portugal.
That's it, yeah. So I don't
Well,
know.
I'll tell you, another great place. I love Spain. Just love Spain.
Yeah, my friend just moved there. He his friend from work, and then he took like the last 2 years and just traveled all around the world, and Vietnam. He went to a bunch of places, and then he came back here, sold all his stuff, and then he's moving to Spain. He moved about 2 months ago. He just WhatsApped me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Spain is, I found it to be lovely. And I found the people to be lovely, and but at this point, I mean, I often thought, even when I was younger, about moving out of the country. But the only problem is, any country I would move to, I don't speak the language. And if I don't speak the language, I can't do radio shows, So, I mean, and if I were to learn the language, I would speak it probably with a terrible accent. And so I still couldn't work radio, right? So this was really the only place I could work. This or maybe England, okay? But that's it.
Israel.
They prefer you speak Hebrew there, And the only Hebrew I know is how I cheated it when I had my bar mitzvah, and that was about it,
You're not the only one.
Yeah. My rabbi kept whispering in my ear what the words were.
They changed my part of the Torah.
Yeah.
They had the wrong part, and I couldn't read it. And so he canceled my bar mitzvah.
Well, no, what they did to me is that because I couldn't read the Hebrew, they just gave me a bas mitzvah instead. So.
It sounds funny, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. The bas mitzvah is what they gave girls.
Right.
But girls never got a bar mitzvah anyway because they were girls. But at some point, they didn't want to leave the girls out. So some of these places, some of these neighborhoods and congregations would hold bat mitzvahs. But basically, I don't think there ever was such a thing years ago.
The Bible only talks about men and bar mitzvahs, so.
Yeah. Here's a joke. Here's a Jewish joke for you. Today I am a fountain pen. Right? You know what I'm talking about, Jeff?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. But you don't get it, do you, Brian?
That's hysterical. I'm going to say it tomorrow at work.
No, it's just they give you nothing but fountain pens when you have a bar mitzvah. And so you say, today I am a fountain pen.
Oh.
Instead of today I am a man.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of checks. I don't know what they were written with, a fountain pen or a regular pen, but I mean, my grandparents said we'll never go to another bar mitzvah in this family, so they gave me $50,000.
Okay. Hey, listen, I got to go. I want to say goodbye to Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Alan. Thank you to Brian. Thank you, Tony. Want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye, Tony.
Yes. Jeff, thank you very much. And, of course, Kevin, thank you. Enjoy yourself in Arizona. Anyway, everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. And that's our citizen panel for tonight, folks. There they go. Okay. That's it. We'll have Jack Bishop next over most of this same station. He'll be doing the intersection. He'll be taking your calls on Skype at GABNet Live. I'm Alex Bennett. I'll see you tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Good night, everybody.